Oh yeah, time for some 1944 Loot Master. Player 1, start. Yeah. Hold my Mountain Dew. No! So today I just wanted to take a little bit of time and just do some fun things with the Arcade 1-Up Final Fight cabinet. None of these are game changers. They don't improve the way the cabinet works. Just wanted to do some things that I've seen other people do to make their cabinets a little more fun. So first thing, as you saw in the intro, you may have guessed, is to add cup holders. So this is something actually Detroit Love did a really cool video on. So I'll link that down in my description because I think he deserves some credit. I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently than he did, but still fairly similar. And so he deserves some credit there. Also, like many other people, I want to put some LED lights behind the cabinet so they shine on the wall. So pretty easy, pretty inexpensive, and I think just a bit of fun, so we'll do that as well. And last but not least, the edge molding. It's not T-molding, don't know what to call it, but the edging that's on the machine. Gonna add a pop of color to that, or actually, in this case, not so much color. Gonna add a pop of white, so gonna put some white on here. So we got some rolls of tape to be able to do that. Just dress things up a little bit. So we'll probably start with the cup holders and get going on that. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is look at attaching these cup holders. So one thing that you'll notice is I don't have a ton of clearance here between my machines. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the right hand side, the player 2 side. And the reason I'm doing that is to allow myself to more easily space this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the front one here as a spacer for where I want to place the back one. And that's what I'm actually going to attach to this side. And the reason for that is so that at a later point, I can attach one over here. And I'll be able to repeat this across all the machines. So as I get more machines and I have more of them, they'll be able to lock together with the cup holders so that they don't get in each other's way. For attaching the cup holders, I'm going to be using these Command adhesive strips. So they're basically a Velcro, but it's not like normal Velcro. So I don't know if you can really see it here, but it's very, try to get the camera to focus on it. It's very dense stuff that locks together, and it locks together really tightly. Now the reason I want to do this is these pieces have these pull tabs that you can pull to remove later. So hopefully, if I ever decide to remove these, it won't mess up my artwork. So we'll go ahead and start putting these on. I'm going to put 2 of them on the back of the cup holder, which these actually are just about the right size here, so that they'll be able to fit on there nicely. So to do this, we just peel the backing off. And then we want to make sure that we put it on here the right way. Now make sure, it's very important, that you have the top at the top. So go ahead and put that on. Just try to get it as straight as possible. And then I'll do the other side. Alright, so I have both sides on. Now this one actually I have the strip on that's going to attach to the cabinet itself. So I'm going to do that on this side here too. So I'm just going to line it up with what's there, and you'll be able to hear how tightly this locks together. So you can hear that gets on there pretty tight. Now you want to make sure that for this step, you're not overlapping the sides. You want it to all be in there. And then you're going to peel off the backing here. Okay, so I have the backing peeled off here. So I'm going to close this up. Now the reason that I'm closing this up is since this overhangs the top, I want to make sure I account for that in my placement of it. And then I'm going to take the other one. I'm going to hold that right about at the front here. That way I can line this one up better. And just try to get it as straight as you can there. Of course, you can use a level or some other mechanism if you'd like. So go ahead and push that on there nice and solid. And I'll flip it down. And look at that. No more spilled Mountain Dew. Alright, for the other side, I've gone ahead and already got the adhesive strips on here. Gonna find a good placement here. I don't want it to be all the way at the top, just give myself a little bit of room here. So I'd say right about there. Looks pretty square, and we'll press it on. And there you have it. Alright, so next we're gonna put our edge tape on. For this, I do recommend that you do unhook the control deck. It's gonna allow you to get down into areas like this and around the control deck a little bit easier. Now, for this, I'm using a 1/2 inch white electrical tape. Now, one thing that I will tell you though is the electrical tape does stretch, so you don't really want to pull on it hard. And this can be kind of tricky to do. So you want to pull some out. I'm sure somebody's got a better system than I do, but I'm going to go ahead and get it started on here. Now, I like to pull a whole bunch of it out here. This just works best for me. And then I'll line it up at the top so that I have kind of a straight line. And I'll just run my fingers up it. So I am keeping one finger on the outside, my thumb on the inside, and pressing down with my index finger. So middle finger on the outside, thumb on the inside, press down with my index finger as I go up. That helps me to keep it straighter. If you got a better way to do this, please, by all means, use your method. But that's how I'm able to get it on as straight as I can. So, unlike the Arcade 1-Up risers, my riser here that I made out of 3/4 inch particle board. So, it's obviously a little bit thicker than the cabinets, which are only a 1/2 inch. So, needed to get 3/4 inch electrical tape so that it'll cover this up nicely. So that's something to bear in mind if you have the actual Arcade 1-Up riser. 1/2 inch should work for it as well, so you'll be able to use the same tape for the entire cabinet, but for me I got to use a different one for the bottom. Just thought I'd put that out there. Something to keep in mind when you're getting your tape if you've made your own riser. Another thing that I saw from Detroit Love was these stickers. You can get these on Amazon. I'll throw a link in the description, but they're to cover up these holes here from the screws. So it's kind of, once again, just a simple thing to improve the appearance of the cabinet. So I'll go ahead and go through and get all the screw holes covered, and we'll take a look at it once that's done. Here you can get an idea of what it looks like with the screw holes covered. Pardon my mess of wires, and hey, there's a cat. Say hi, Aspen. But yeah, I think it really improves the look not having this. Alright, for the lights, I'm going to be using these Monster Smart lights. Actually picked them up at Walmart on clearance. I don't know if you can still get them or not. I've used them with a couple of other projects I've done. It's pretty cool because you can kind of sync them up. They're not individually addressable or anything that fancy, but I think they'll work for our purposes. Alright, so for what I'm doing with these lights, I'm going to find the middle point of the lights. And I'm going to take that, I'm going to stick it right here at the middle of the top of the cabinet. And then I can bring the lights down and around. It'll give me a nice glow up and onto the wall. So as I was putting the lights on, the thought occurred to me, I was just going to run them down the back right here. But if I did that, then I wouldn't be able to take this panel off. So I've ran them along the edge here. Might not get as much of a glow on the wall since they're kind of pointed inwards, but hopefully that'll do alright. So you can see right now I just have it cycling through the colors. You can change it, make it solid one color, flashing, things like that. But I kind of like this cycle through the colors here. So go ahead and turn things around and see how it looks. Alright, so there we have it. We got the Final Fight cabinet with the white striping going down the sides and then also onto the base. And now we have the lights behind it, which actually I think the way that they're set up turned out nice. Just kind of a nice glow on the wall, not anything too overpowering. Guess I'll have to do that to the Street Fighter cabinet next. Alright guys, well, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. If you didn't care for it, please let me know down in the comments why. If you have some suggestions on better ways to do some of the things that I've done here, please also feel free to share those with everybody else. Alright, hit subscribe if you'd like to see things that I have coming up, and thanks again for watching.